Brian, congratulations on a very good win. Despite the last 15 minutes, it feels like this was the Sounders' best performance. Just wanted to get of this year. Just wanted to get your take on it and what you thought about the small time that Raul had today. Thank you.
Raul was fine. We needed to get him some, minutes on the bench or minutes on the field. We decided to, bring him in the second half. We had to manage Nico's minutes as well. They're just both of them coming back from injury. But I would say that, the first 45 minutes certainly was, very, very good half of soccer, but soccer is two halves, not just one. So the learning curve is how do we make the game easier in the second half? When Jordan scored that goal to make it 2-0, I think there's chances or there's moments, there's opportunities where we could have made the game a little easier on ourselves. And then you credit Minnesota, they didn't give up. They came back, they got a goal, and they made it interesting for those final 15 minutes. But certainly, we'll review the tape as usual, as always. And, the first half certainly was very good.
All right, Jada Evans.
Thanks. Congratulations, though, still on the win. How, in terms of that second half, I know you haven't reviewed the tape yet, but how do you maybe go about working on being able to close out games?
I'm going to focus, Jada, on the first half. So, the first half was really positive. So that's what we're going to focus on.
Jeremiah.
Yeah, I know Albert has played deeper a few times for you this year, but this seemed like he was a little bit more influential, looked really comfortable there early on, at least to my eye. What would you say your assessment of his play was in a position that he hasn't played a lot before this year?
Well, even though he didn't play in that position, a lot of times when Albert, is in possession with RSL, throughout his career, he dropped back deep to find the ball to try and, connect with Krylak. He's got good players around him on our team. And so whether it's positionally, whether it's just who he is, it's whether he's smart enough to find those little pockets of space to be influential. I think it's probably a combination of all of those three. That him and JP did a good job in there when Nico was in front of him. You can rotate that group right there and have JP and Albert, Nico higher, Christian comes in the pocket, Nico on one side, JP, Albert, you've got a block of four that are very influential players. So again, focusing on the positives in that first half. Yeah, Albert was very good.
Masvita.
Hey, Brian, when you have that block of four clicking, just the ability of Jordan to be able to get to space, and then whoever's in that block to find him. Also on the other side, Will Bruin was kind of doing the same thing. Just the importance of your forwards being able to find space for that block to find.
Well, I think, block of four, 4-2-3-1. Nico was the 10. I thought Nico was very influential in that first half. And remember, Nico and Jordan have played together for quite some time. And that's always been a good pair for us. Nico always looks for that final pass to Jordan. That's something over the years they've developed a little bit of chemistry. Nico knows that Jordan can stretch the field. So I thought Jordan made some really intelligent movements in the game that we actually didn't find him. And that's kind of where we're going to learn and try and look at the tape and see that everybody is on the same page. Okay, when the ball is here and Jordan's here, how do we get the ball to him? We'll look at all of that. But whether it's Albert, whether it's JP, whether it's Christian, whether it's Nico, Will did a good job in the first half. I think our attacking movements were pretty sharp tonight.
Thanks.
For resuming some questions on Zoom, I'm going to throw it to Jonathan Tannenwald in the room.
Thanks, Matt. Brian, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
You know, watching Jordan finish the job with the United States over the last few days and Christian being down there as well, how happy are you for them and especially for Jordan with all he's been through over the years?
Yeah, I'm proud of both of those kids, and maybe they're not kids anymore, they're grown men, but you know, I'm certainly very proud of them. They've worked through adversity. You know, Christian he's been such a big part of our success. Jordan has tremendous talents. I mean, they're two nice kids. There's been a lot of stuff on social media in Seattle about the two of them together, and all of the Jorston Morrison or whatever they call themselves, all of that. So it's a really great story for Jordan, coming back from 2 ACLs. It's a great story for Christian. Happy as a U.S. fan, as a U.S. fan, we're happy that we qualified and we're progressing. I think our country's progressing in a positive way. And when you get young Americans that can play at that level, I think that's great. And we're lucky to have both of them.
What would it mean for this organization if one or both ultimately make the World Cup team?
Yeah, I would love for both of them to. I know there's still some challenging decisions, but I believe that both of them are worthy. But we'll see what Greg does in the final roster selection. But whatever happens there with the national team is kind of secondary to us. We'd love for them to go, but I'm just telling you that we love having them on our team.
Thank you very much.
I will toss it back to Zoom. We'll go to Felipe Makeda next.
Thank you, Matt. Coach Brian, and seems that you're still using your players. You have a deep team, but having Nico Lodeiro and Raul Ruiz back, does that make you have more options for your next game? You always say that the most important game is the next game. So that's my question. Thank you.
Well, we've certainly focused on trying to come here to Minnesota, not just to, play the game and then wait for Wednesday. We came here to Minnesota to win. And Nico was a very, very big part of the reason why we won in the first half. And Raul was a very, very big reason why we won the game in the second half. They are tremendous players, tremendous talents, leaders in the team. And so we're very happy that both of them are coming back from their injuries. And now we can look forward to a two-legged series against New York City FC.
Ian Quillen.
Hi, Brian. Thank you for taking the time. Just to follow up on what Felipe said, just with them each getting 45 minutes now, are the reins off? Do you still have to be cautious with them on Wednesday?
No, the reins are off. Our sports science guys do a good job of managing the players, the athletes, but they're full in, ready to go.
I will start circling back with some follow-ups. A couple more hands on the board. Reminder, if you'd like to ask a question, please use the hand raise function in Zoom. We'll go next to Nico Moreno. Nico, you there?
Yes. Sorry, I kind of lost sound for a little bit. So if this has been asked, please forgive me, Coach. You played Albert Rusnak right next to João Paulo, one line back. Just wanted to know what your thought was on how he played, and is this a position where you see him succeeding at for your team?
Yes, somebody did ask that question before you, Nico. So you got one upped. But
Apologies.
He did well. Now he did well. You can listen to the recording. He did very well next to JP. I think JP, Nico, Albert, that's a good midfield right there. Any coach in MLS would want those three in midfield for them.
All righty. It looks like one more. So Jada, why don't you close us out?
Great, thanks. So yeah, Brian, going with the positive, is this the type of match that you envisioned or wanted as far as leading in what you need to lead into Wednesday in that series?
It is a good way to build into Wednesday. Team is finding a little bit of momentum. I think the narrative was out there. The negative narrative was, the league play wasn't great and we weren't playing as well as we were in Champions League game. But I think we can probably erase that narrative. I think our league performance tonight in the first 45 minutes was very, very good. Then we showed resilience because look, MLS is a very hard league. It's hard to grind out wins, especially away from home. So the team showed resilience. So that's a positive. The team played very well that first 45 minutes. So we'll try and use both of those tools that we have in the two-legged series against NYFC, which will be, it's a MLS team. It's going to be a very hard and challenging series.